And I suddenly realized my mic was off. I do apologize. Alrighty, so let's start all over again. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're just going to be, oh, my apologies. I realized okay. Today, yeah, as always, we're here to doodle, sketch, have fun, and you're welcome to hop into the chat, say hi, let us know you're there, or if you have any comments as we draw, um, feel free. This morning we're starting off with a light roast Ethiopian coffee. If you have anything with you that you're drinking, whether it's coffee or tea or water or something, raise a glass and let's start the day. All right. Um, of course, it's not an obligation. Just having you guys here is exactly what I want. But there is a PayPal link in the description down below if you decide, hey, you want to help out and support the art that you're seeing. I appreciate it, but again, it's not an obligation. Just having you here is all the support I need. So let's get started. Let's start by, I'll bring the camera close. Start by drawing our favorite mouse, Misty. And of course, if you've been following, you would have seen, was it the day before yesterday? We revealed that Mousewife, her name is Misty. Okay, sorry. And if the camera does seem a little wobbly, I do apologize. I have the tripod. It's one of those desk stand deals that connects directly to the desk, and this desk is a little bit more wobbly than I was anticipating when I bought it. And of course, if there's any issues with the stream as we go, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. And if I don't respond to your comments right away, unfortunately, YouTube has this thing where sometimes I have to refresh the YouTube page for the comments to show up in the chat. So if I don't respond right away, please know that YouTube is working against me. Lotharans, good morning. Good to see ya. Good day to you. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you very much. Just having a good morning and a good cup of coffee. How about yourself? Oh, and let's let's see. Give me a second to pronounce the names. I have to like look, and it takes a while. Come to Pita. Hey, come to Pita. Welcome, welcome back, welcome back. I think you were here last time. Welcome back to the chat or to the stream. How are you? Awesome, awesome. Good to hear that. Oh yes, that's right. It is. I'm assuming late. Is it early afternoon or late afternoon over there in Germany? screen here. Some more lighting. Nah, gotcha. All good, all good. Well, those are some really large hips. So I think we are drawing a squirrel. Because squirrels naturally have very large hips. Let's see, and I quickly take a look at a reference on drawing arms crossed, because I'm not very skilled at that. Let's see, 1 second. There we go. I have this squirrel. I'm assuming it's Willow. And if the lighting is working for you guys or the camera work is too shaky, please let me know. I can see what I can do about that. In the meantime, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Whoops. Let's fix the camera there. And try and adjust the camera angle. No, that's not gonna work, is it? 1 second. I do apologize, folks. Try to get more light for the image here. So far, all good? All right, perfect. Good to know. I'll use my blue pencil here. Okay. Alrighty. Put that little tuft of fur on the chest. The hip is a little too far down, but that's okay. As the great Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, only happy little accidents. There's her knee. Her back leg. It's a little tall, maybe. Could have made the legs a little shorter, but that's all right. Again, we're just having fun. A little dew cloud there. True indeed. is the light here. There we go. And there ain't no cheating. It's the results that count. Yes, that is very true. I guess there are certain ways of cheating in art that aren't acceptable, like tracing someone else's work and then saying, "Oh, I drew this," or in the case of AI art, creating something with AI and then saying, "Oh, I made this." Well, technically copying other people's work, but uh, when it comes to references and stuff like that, there are no cheating. A good artist steals. If you can't figure out how to draw a certain hand or a certain thing, you're just like, I'm gonna trace the pose really quick using basic shapes. Like, let's say, for example, if there was an image that had a great pose, and I was like, well, I cannot get this pose down. I can cheat by tracing the basic pose by saying, okay, here's the head, here's the rib cage, here's the hip, the legs, stuff like that. Oh, there's your pose. Okay, that's, I would say, the extent of tracing that you can do as an artist, just to get the basics. Or like, I cannot get hands for the life of me. I'll trace a hand, or something like that. Or a specific like animal head type. Where you're like, I just cannot get that down. I'll trace a head type or something like that. Yeah. I think AI art personally can also be used as reference if you're trying to visualize your or do a concept piece and just be like, I don't know how I would do this. Personally, I have no problem using AI art as like a concept to be like, this is what I'm envisioning. That's your reference. Now I have to go and you do the actual drawing. That's how I see AI art as a tool. It's you if you post that and say, "Oh, I made this," I think that is cheating. I think that's immoral, personally, for AI art. But I think using it as a reference to be like, okay, how am I gonna get my character done at this angle, this pose, generate that, and be like, okay, that's exactly what I want. Now I use that and I go and do my actual drawing. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm happy to have the conversation. As a kid, I traced Comic Book Planet for a while and then stopped. It felt like copying. I also felt like learning nothing. I totally get that. Actually, so like when it comes to tracing, especially when you're like first learning, I've heard other artists say that that's totally okay. Like if you're trying to understand how someone drew something or trying to become like the master, like a master study, I have no problem with tracing. I do that as well sometimes. I would never post it and say it's mine, but just when I'm trying to figure out like how does this person draw, oops, sorry, hitting the camera. How does this person draw the head? How does their style work? I see no problem with tracing, just for study again, and never posting the work. Um, but I think you can learn things from tracing. I've learned things from tracing other artists. But again, clarifying that, never post it, never claim it as your own work. That's just for your personal study. And then come to PETA. True, sometimes a little bit of tracing is pretty okay to get some poses right. Yeah, 100% agree. And then the only risk of using AI art as reference is that sometimes they copy mistakes of the art that's been trained on. Like ruining poses are usually running poses are problematic. I can totally understand that. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, you do have to be careful. But I think in general, I've had moments where I'm like, oh, that actually really works for my pose, or that works with my character from a specific angle. What am I drawing here? Let's see. Oops, that's a bit of a crazy looking doodle. Friends. I prefer to use real photo to eyeball my own poses, mostly because AI tends to make subtle mistakes because they don't know better. Yeah, no, I totally get that. That makes sense. So I would copy that and never realize until too late. Oh, yeah, no, I get that. Okay. I will say because of how advanced AI art is getting, I do think it is the wave of the future. It is here to stay. We just have to figure out how to use it properly. And understandably, there's a lot of artists that are very much like against it and like, oh, it's gonna take away jobs. It will, but I think also if we learn how to use it properly, I think we have an advantage. And again, I would say use it as your starting point, your reference. But I've also seen I do think the way artists react to it, um, with how negative it's been, I do think they will put themselves out of a job just by overreacting. And I say that because there was an artist that I was looking at, I forget who it was, but I went onto their commission page because I was interested in commissioning them. And they had a whole, like in their terms of service, they had a whole thing of like if your reference, like I need a reference for doing commissions, but if your reference uses AI art in any way, like I refuse to do your commission, like I won't even engage with you. But their wording was so hostile and so rude that I wasn't even, I didn't have AI art as a reference, but I was so turned off to even working with them because I was like, they're so rude. If and if you're someone that, hey, I don't have a reference of, if you're a non-artist person, you're just someone that like, hey, I want to see this drawing, but the only reference I have is an AI art of my character because I'm not an artist, and I bring it to them, and I see them being super rude, like I refuse to even touch your commission if you use AI as a reference or anything like that. I would be like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna stick to AI art if if traditional artists are super rude and hostile towards me just because I can't draw and I have nothing to show them except an AI image. I think for that reason, artists will some artists will lose their jobs because they're so nasty towards the other people that don't have art skills and are trying to show up to them to be like, hey, I have an AI image as a reference, but I want to support you as a traditional artist, and then they come to them and they freak out at them for having an AI image. I can see why people would be like, you know what, forget the artist. I'm gonna stick with AI because AI is not gonna be nasty to me. Um, Forgive me, I went on a little spiel there, but I think that's the danger that artists are putting themselves in without realizing it is overreacting and being so hostile towards anyone that has anything to do with AI art. I think if we embrace it and be like, hey, if your reference image is an AI image because you're not an artist, there's no problem with that. That's your reference image. I'm gonna help you out as a traditional artist. Lutherans, I can totally understand not wanting to do business with someone like that. Yeah, no, I forget who it was, and I don't think I would name names anyways, but it, again, wasn't even fully interested in doing commission just to see what their prices were, and I was so turned off by that. I was just like, oh, that's terrible. But anywho, this has been a TED Talk with Andy. All right, so what should we draw, folks? We need some ideas here. And my coffee's already getting cold. Lotharans. I think being creative tends to come with def- 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 I cannot read today. Deficiencies in other areas, and in time, it's the social area. Oh, 100%. I totally get that. Because a lot of times us artists are in our own world and stuff like that. Idea, expand your zoo. Draw animal people you haven't done before. Oh dear. Well, see, I want people to come to the stream and see like, oh, he's good at art, instead of me starting something that I've never drawn before and someone be like, what is that? But not a bad idea, Lothrens. You know what? I'm not very good at drawing hats, but it is almost spring soon. It looks like Misty is out at the garden already, getting ready for gardening season. Lothrens. What followed was an unstoppable rant on how I dared to. Okay, sorry. I missed one. Sorry. Lothrens, lol. Uh, I have had one like that. Stumbled over the live stream and dared to comment on a badly designed critter. Thing is, I asked before if they wanted critique. They answered, "Shoot me," so I did. What followed was an unstoppable. Can't speak today. Unstoppable rant on how I dared to criticize them. I eventually left because why bother? Oof. Yeah. That. Ooh. Yeah. That's not very fun. Yikes. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Some artists have pretty big egos, and some folks just don't know how to take criticism. I think it also depends on the delivery and if you know who's criticizing you sometimes. Like if you guys started adding some critiques, I'd be good because I know you guys. You guys have been on the stream for a while. If someone new showed up and started critiquing my work, I'd hopefully be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, thanks for pointing that out." But who knows, you know? Instead of starting anew, learning and showing me how wrong I was or something, now they held a grudge for years. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Bring the camera down a little bit. Who knows how I would react in a situation like that? That's the thing. You'd like to think that, oh, I'm better than that, and I would never do or say something like that in this situation, but you never know until that moment actually comes. Hmm. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think she's got like a tray of cookies, but her neck is too short, so I think she's already bent over. That's why. Yes. Lorenz. At a German furry forum, I sometimes gave critique how I would have liked to get it. Somber, technical, constructive, and no exaggeration. It sometimes worked, sometimes I was ignored. Shrugs. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Sometimes ignored, sometimes people appreciate it. Usually I usually I like critique just because I'm like, hey, I'm always learning. This sketch is a mess. Okay, that's a bit disastrous. Let's start something new. Okay. Okay, gonna check some messages really quick. Okay. I think we're good to go. Just gonna check on X really fast. Everything seems to be going pretty good. All right. Same here. Critique hurts, but if done right, I will learn from it. Yep, 100%. 100%. I think if folks come at it with like in a gentle way and not like this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, it won't hurt as much. I also know that it's very difficult to tell the tone of critique like on when it's online when you're reading it. And that's one of the big problems with having conversations online or debates online is you can't we humans need the like face-to-face interaction because then you can read the facial expressions, body language, stuff like that, tone of voice. So that tells us like, okay, they're not angry, they're not threatening, stuff like that. But when it's online, you can't tell, so you automatically read it as angry, and so that's why people will get into debates really easily and get really upset. I think is because our default mindset when reading comments or criticisms is the angry tone. What am I doing here? That's her. Shoulder. That arm is not very good. Let's just say that maybe she's looking somewhere else. So her arm posture is not very good. Oh man, the sketch was going so well, and then I kind of ruined it with the arm position. Let's see, how would you do that? I fully agree, my friends. I fully agree. On the net, it's just writing. Face to face, things might sound less threatening. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's one of the reasons I don't like to get into conversations that can grow hostile online. Also, it's just not good for us to be arguing all the time. Anywho, fun little sketch here, a willow. And she needs her loincloth. Because that's blue, we can fill that in. It's got these little like bark deals on the sides. Friends. I once had someone critique an image of mine sounding too harsh and angry. Someone else asked if we had beef. Thing is, I know both asker and critiquer personally. The critiquer is hard to make talk in real life. Ah, gotcha. Interesting. I once had there was a YouTuber that I was watching, and he was having a live stream discussion with one of his friends, and the friend was like just talking. Oh, granted, we didn't. A lot of us, the audience, didn't know it was a friend, and the guy was just talking over the host and just making comments. It was just, it felt really just rude. And so a bunch of us were in the comments like, this guy's so rude. And the guy had to come out and say, hey guys, don't worry, this is my friend. I know this person. I'm okay with this. I was like, oh, I see. Gotcha, gotcha. My friends. But on that net, she always sounded like, I told you 1,000 times, but you're too dumb to learn, and so much. Oof. Yeah, that's never a fun tone to have, or to receive, I should say. Okay, let's see. Oops, I should probably make that easier to see and bring up the light. Let's see, if she's in the water, her hair would be down a little bit. Whiskers. Have some lily pads there, something. Let's bring up the brightness a little bit here. It's hard to get the light just right on the page and not in the way of the camera. Sorry, bump the camera here. There we go. That's okay. That's better lighting, I think. Works fine. Cute. A hot bath. A hot bath. I think this is more in a pond or something like that. We got lily pads here. Unless this is a natural hot spring, which is always possible. I have a rock in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if any of you have ever like swam in like a pond or a river. Near where I grew up, we have a little river that runs just like a mile outside of our town. And so me and my friends, we would always go swimming over there or fishing. Or me and my brother-in-law, we took two kayaks and kayaked down the river. That was always fun. If you ever cannot speak this morning, I do apologize. If you ever get the chance, as long as the river is clean-ish, highly recommend just going for a dip in natural water. There's nothing like it. In nice cold water, there's fish, crawdads or crayfish, whatever you want to call them. I love it. And then the nice flowing current, not too strong, just gentle enough where you're like, oh yeah, you could float down the river if you wanted to. I love it. Okay, let's see. Okay, 1 second. Having some technical difficulties over here with YouTube. Somehow got signed out, so hopefully the stream's still going. Yep, seems like we're still live, which is good. Okay. Right, I think everything seems to be going good. Or is everything good for you guys with the live stream? Lost Friends. Friend of mine does a birthday con every summer down at Blackwood Forest. I'm sorry, I'm getting an echo. 1 second, trying to figure this out. Are you guys hearing an echo, or is it just me? No echo, really. Okay, so it's just my end. That's very strange. I apologize for that. Okay, back to your comments. Sorry. Friend of mine does BDayCon every summer down at Blackwood Forest. There's a little river nearby, fed by the surrounding mountains. Ooh, that's nice. Pretty fast and dark from the fir trees, and ice cold. Nice. And the water has drinking water quality, which means a lot in Germany. Oh, I'll bet. Drinking water quality, that's nice. Hmm, that's very cool. Okay, I'm reloading my YouTube page because again, I'm getting a terrible echo, but it might just be me. Okay, it seems to be gone. Nice. Okay. All right. Back to our regular scheduled program. Okay. Adjusting here. We got a little bit of space here left in the sketchbook, so let's figure out what we're going to be drawing. I do want to draw another dinosaur. I'm trying to figure out what I'm drawing. I think I'm drawing Velociraptor based on the skull shape at the moment. This might be Utah Raptor. Because if it's a Velociraptor, the muzzle might be a bit thinner. I'm not sure. And that's see, with these little knobs in front of the eyes, that looks more like an Allosaurus now. We'll just call it a dinosaur for now. We'll figure out the what species later. Oh, this is 100% Allosaurus. It's more the Jurassic World version of Allosaurus, which I am not a fan of. I do not like the Jurassic World. A lot of the dinosaur designs for Jurassic World are not great. I do apologize if anyone from that worked on those designs are watching. They're just not the same as the Jurassic Park designs. I think it was Crash McQuarrie that did the designs for the movies, for the originals. These are not very good hands. That's okay. We're just doodling. And with that, I think we are done with this page. Lift up so we can see. All right, we got Misty, we got Willow, more Misty, and another sketch of Willow. About the Wrens. I heard they were ad-libbing some designs or use outdated designs for the movies. Who knows? Probably. I think it's one of the problems is for the original Jurassic Parks, they had designs. Their designs were meant to be just scientifically accurate animals for the original movies, but then for Jurassic World, they were just making movie monsters, and so the design showed. Ian Gerald. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Lothren's Ian is one of my best friends. So this welcome Ian. Welcome to the chat. Just finished talking to people here, getting ready for bed. On the other hand, let's see. Hey. Let's see. Sorry, reading comments as I go. Lothren's. On the other hand, I only watched the first three. Third one, I left the cinema wondering what I watched and gave up on Jurassic Park. Oh no! Jurassic Park 3 is my personal favorite. That's the one I grew up with watching. I love the Spinosaurus and the raptor designs, but I am biased because that was my favorite. Ian, good to see you. We just finished this page, and now I am about to turn the page. And actually, this is our last page, guys. Wait, no. Okay, so we have one more after this, but this is our last page in this sketchbook, and then it's time to get a new one. And folks, if you haven't had a chance, Ian is also an artist. He's actually, in some ways, a mentor of mine when it comes to art. I've learned a lot from him. So he also does art streams. And if you get a chance, go subscribe to his channel, Ian. If I don't know if this is your streaming channel or not, that you're on. If you want to drop a link to your Linktree, social media, stuff like that, that'd be great. I'm gonna bring the camera down. Try to get that in frame. I was giving it Misty's hairstyle, but as I'm drawing this feels like a male mouse to me. Maybe this is Misty's husband. I gotta figure out a name for him. It's got the little suspenders, button-down shirt. And I'm running out of lead. Okay. 1 second as I adjust the pencil lead on here. Oh dear. Looks like I'm out of pencil lead. Forsooth. Okay, back to pen then. Okay. With that, we can fix that design a little bit. So I realize that's still kind of out of view. Here we go. Okay. Ian, if you're still there, how was One Piece? I think you were having a watch party for the new One Piece. The one issue with doing a the one issue I have when it comes to drawing male mice is mice legs are really easy if it's when it's a female because you have the, let's say, this gracile form or the what would you call it? Hourglass shape. Really allows you to make the hips wide. And so that form looks really great for a female. But if I'm doing a male, kind of like I'm doing here, you tend to have that triangular shape, that male shape. And then you have the hips that are smaller, so then you have to go back to like, well, mice don't have skinny legs, they have wide legs, rodent legs, like the female. But it doesn't work very well when drawing males. So you have to try and be a little creative. Let's see, what's his arm gonna do? That's not very good. Not this angle, but hatchet. He's out chopping wood. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna quickly ink his facial expression. There we go. And I still gotta give him a name. Right now, I just refer to him as husband. I think that's probably what Misty would call him, but I don't think he wants to just only be known as husband. You gotta give him a name. Label this male. Heartmut. He looks like a heartmut. Interesting. Okay. Interesting name, Heartmut. Hmm. Excuse me, pardon me. Just checking some messages here really quick. Let's see. Lothrans. Pronounced like Heartmoot. Oh, Heartmoot. Heartmoot. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, that's a much better name than Heartmut. Okay. Interesting name. We will take that into consideration. Heartmoot. That's a good last name, I think. Okay. Now the problem is I have the camera in the way of my sketchbook, so I'm like trying to see around it. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my seating so I can see. Ooh, that's a bit rough. That's what happens when you try to draw from the side. Sorry, Misty. You're much prettier than this. There we go. I just had to make the eyes a little bit bigger. Just the nose. Ah. Let's scribble that. That didn't work out. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the camera a little bit so I can see a bit better. There we go. Okay. Making sure we're good to go here. 1 second. But that was a nice direction. Oh, appreciate it, Lothrens. We can do better. And I think I'm going to add some pencil lead in here really quick. I'm still here. I'm just quickly searching through my backpack for the extra pencil lead. Oh, you know what? A ruler is probably a good thing to carry. And I know I have it here somewhere. Okay. And I definitely need to buy some more red pencil lead so I can actually use that on stream. Would be really nice. All right, I feel like it's time. We're gonna do some more romantic sketches of Misty and husband for now. So, or maybe we do Willow and Twig. So, if you guys have any cute little ideas for some sketches for them, feel free to put them in the comments. And I should also say, if you are interested in a doodle commission, of course, it'll be something like this, something very quick and sketchy. There is a commission form in the description down below. You are welcome to fill that out. Again, it's going to be just quick little doodles like this. I think it's I think it's 10. I think I'm charging $10 for stream sketches at the moment. Okay, so I'm using let's see, Pilot blue, dark blue color. Usually, I think this pencil is meant for like the light blue. I don't like the light blue. It's so light blue that I can't even see it. My apologies as I try to put the lead in. My apologies. Okay, I think that's good for now. Again, in case you want to know what type of pencil lead I use. Okay. And then get that all set up. Come on, there we go. Now we got some pencil lead. Okay. Back to sketching. Fix that. Okay. Going very light right now. Of course, the paper sound is the texture is a bit scratchier because we're on the last page of the sketchbook, so it's rubbing against the cardboard back. Oh, friends, interesting way to recharge. Can't you pull out the eraser tip at the end? Usually that opens the storage for the leads. You know, I don't think that would work. I've never tried that. I know that you can like replace the eraser, but I don't think that works for this one. I've never tried it. But no, usually for the Pilot pencils, you just unscrew the top and then the little slit opens up and you can load them that way. I've never heard of loading them from the back here, but maybe it's something to try someday. Okay, sorry, my apologies. Okay. Like the sketch we're doing, unfortunately, she looks a little too canine with this nose. Let's see. What's his body doing here? He's got his arm. I don't really know what I'm doing with the body here. Let's see. The eraser sits inside a tip. There should also be a thin steel needle to remove broken off pieces of lead from the tube, at least on what I can buy in Germany. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of such a thing. Maybe it's either either something only in your area, or I really do not understand my mechanical pencils very well. Huh, interesting. I feel like okay, so this thing. Okay, I'm just doing it differently. That's why. I don't know what I'm doing with this sketch. This almost feels like he's carrying her. I haven't tried a pilot pen yet. I use Roding Faber and a couple others that were cheap. Ah, gotcha. I've never heard. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of those brands. So his arm would be here. Trying to figure out what to do with her shoulder. Okay, where is my pen? Snuggling up. Yeah, that's probably what they're doing. Just snuggle. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Trust your instincts, Luke. What to do with his arm? Again, we're just doodling. Oops, that mouth is too dark now. And a big chair. Ah, that didn't turn out the way I wanted. That's okay. Gotta have whiskers. Do a cozy little Z. And that does not look like a Z at all. Okay, let's move on to something different. Let's see. Let's see, what else should we draw? One second here. Gotta check messages. Of course, I'm using my phone as the camera, so I have to actually go on my computer, check everything. Everything seems to be in order. Sounds good, sounds good. Okay. Sometimes the sketch refuses to come out the way one wants. Then the critters take up a life of their own. That's very true. Great way of putting it. Oops, my apologies. I see the problem. One second here. Gotta fix that camera. Okay. I think I know one of the problems here. I gotta adjust the camera really quick. I do apologize. Okay. I'm gonna quickly switch to a different scene here on stream really fast while I adjust this camera. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back, folks. Now let me readjust the camera because I can't actually see what I'm doing until it's back on the live stream. Okay, here we are. We're back. Has anyone seen that movie? I haven't seen it in a long time. We're Back, a dinosaur movie or a dinosaur tale. Readjust the camera here. Does anyone remember that movie? Okay. Yeah, okay, so Lothorens, you've seen it? Nice. Yeah, it's been a while. Just moving things out of the way here so I can see what's going on here. Okay. Oh, yay. You said yay as in we're back. My apologies. Okay. Probably missed it. Yeah, it was from the 90s, I think. One of the like Amblin Steven Spielberg movies, animated movies. It was really weird if I remember correctly. I haven't seen it since I was like 7. Okay. Let's doodle here. What are we doing? Oh, and that's out of frame. My apologies. Make sure we got that. I should probably bring the camera in closer so we can see what we're doing here. I imagine she's trying to get him to dance, and he's very much like, "What? But honey, I have work to do." Draw a little closer. It's a really tiny sketch, but let's work on. Of course, he's blushing a little bit. He can't resist. That doesn't look right. That's okay. That's okay. We're just having fun here. Just happy little accidents. She's blushing too, of course. Her ears are a little large, I think. Of course, she's got the little apron on. That tail is a mess. There you go. Another fun little doodle. Let's see. We got 3 watching. Thank you, y'all. Thank you all for watching. This is really fun. Alas, my coffee is cold. Oops, I apologize. I'm off screen. And let me adjust this really quick. The lighting needs to be fixed. I think we're drawing a fox here. Yes, it is Mari, the fox. If you haven't, I have a short novella, very short story, called The King's Heir. And Mari, the vixen, is our main character. Poor Mari has such a tragic story. You can find that book on Amazon. There's a link to it in the link tree. Oops, that ear is a bit of a mess. Let's see. Of course, the story takes place in a, yeah, pretty much a Japanese, uh, fantasy version of Japan within my world. So she's going to wear a kimono, or at least some sort of kimono-esque robe. Sorry, I realized the sketchbook was all tilted. Let's see. Her arm is here, elbow there. And yeah, I think I'm giving her a headdress. Not sure. And of course, Mari has a daughter. I'll give her a bigger head since she is a child. She has very pointed ears, a very pointed snout. Give her big eyes because she's still young. Little earrings. This is the Princess Yuki. Major spoilers for the end of the story, if you haven't read my book yet. I apologize. I think we're losing control of the camera here. The lighting is also needs work. There we go. One second. There we go. Okay. Yuki, I think, has two tails. She's essentially a kitsune. Kitsune. Give Mari an earring. Okay. And that tail is way too high. Her tail should be down there, technically. Oh no, Mari, you have two tails. My apologies. Ah, unfortunately, that light is in view. I apologize. How do I fix this? 1 second. Okay. Tailing it up. All right, let's figure out what else are we gonna draw. I want to draw a bit more of Mari. No, that is not how I draw the tuft of her face, but that's okay. Ah, and I forgot the notch in her. Yeah, that's shouldn't be an earring there. There should be a notch in Mari's ear. I knew I was getting something wrong. This is a very young Mari, I think. Okay. It might just be the time of day over here. The shadows are getting longer. Hmm. Oops, my apologies. Fixing the camera here. Okay. That's brightening things up. I think we're just casting too big a shadow. Okay. Let's figure out what are we drawing next. I think we're slowly losing this original angle that we had. 1 second. How did we have everything all set up? I apologize, folks. Give me a second as I try to realign everything. Okay, here we go. What am I drawing? What am I drawing? I want to explore this design here. Actually, you know what? We're not going to draw a husband. We're going to draw another character in mine. I haven't drawn him on the live stream yet. And I haven't drawn him in a while. I usually draw him only in my personal sketchbook because I'm just not ready for this character yet. But we're going to start. I don't have a name for him yet. I had a name and then found out that it is a derogatory term. Or just a rude term, so I was like, well, I can't use that name anymore. It's a mouse with one eye. But his weapon of choice is a hatchet. I'm thinking I might go with the name Bayo or Beowulf. I'm not sure. I feel like Beowulf is a little too on the nose, though. Oof, That's a bit too stiff a pose for the arm. And this is a little bit too plump for him, I think. He's a bit thinner. That's okay. Anyways, this mouse, he's a warrior. I know what's going on. This arm is it's too short. Bummer. Okay, we can fix. I can't fix it, but we can do another sketch of him. He's got 3 notches in his ear. Okay. Let's draw another mouse. Let's draw a female mouse. I think this is his love interest. Just a bit rounder than Misty. And she's got a braid. Draw some blush there. Oops, sorry, the camera's a bit too far away, I apologize. So the little corset deal, I forget what they're called. There's your shirt. Okay. I don't know her name yet. In comparison, let's draw a Misty. Sorry, I'm realizing I'm not talking a whole lot. Not sure what Misty is upset about. She doesn't look very pleased about something. Alrighty, we're running out of space in this last page of the sketchbook, so doodles are getting a little smaller. Okay. Trying to help with the lighting here. Alright, I'm probably going to be closing up shop here in about 15 minutes or so. It's about 10:43 my time, and our stream usually goes until 11. Of course, if we're in the middle of a sketch, then we'll postpone and wait a little bit longer. Here we have an Apatosaurus. I should actually check and see if anyone filled the form before I close. One second here. Check my emails. That's probably how I'll find out. 1 second. Nope. Alright, very good. Just realized I wasn't sure if anyone had tried to fill out the commission form, so need to double check that. Here we go. We got a Apatosaurus. Let's see. I think Willow would be here. Okay, and well, I think she's probably pleased to see an Apatosaurus. She's aware that I think Apatosauruses are far more aggressive than people would think. And that would be because most herbivorous animals are really aggressive. I know in every dinosaur movie we're like, oh no, it's a plant-eating dinosaur. It's super nice, loves humans. If you actually hang out with herbivorous animals, moose, elk, cows can be, bulls especially, buffalo. A lot of these herbivores are actually really aggressive, and you're more likely to be killed by a herbivorous creature than a carnivore. So I think it's wise for her to stay back here behind the tree. Of course, I like to, if you haven't seen a Prehistoric Planet from Apple TV, they have the male I think it was Titanosaur? I forget what species of dinosaur it was, but they have the big like a expanding bulges on the sides of the neck for display. It was such a cool concept when that show first came out. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay. We're pretty much done here with this page. We can probably draw on the back a little bit. We're gonna do another Misty drawing. No, we're gonna do Willow. No, you should probably draw the face first, then the angle of the neck and everything. Because now it looks a little off. Let's do this again. We'll do it with the blue pencil this time. I'm going to draw her peeved about something. What on earth could have Willow peeved? Let's see, there's her chest. Her tail. Oh, Willow. Everyone loves a Spitfire character. It's probably not how you draw crossed arms, but that's okay. And I'm actually going to have her wearing her leaf outfit. Maybe that's why she's upset. She has to dress up for some sort of party or something. Fill that in. Alrighty, and then one last space. Alright, what are we drawing here for this last space? It's gonna have to be something horizontal. Let's see, I gotta think. No, I'm not a fan of that. Here we go. Looks like we're drawing baryonyx. I have to be careful how I draw the baryonyx. Oh, this is looking a bit too much like the Jurassic World baryonyx. One of the worst designs, again, no offense to anyone that's watching that worked on it. One of the worst designs in the Jurassic World movies was from Fallen Kingdom, and it was the baryonyx. And it's hard to judge right now because the design I'm doing is accidentally a lot like that design. But baryonyx is a beautiful dinosaur, similar to, it's a Spinosaurid, I believe, that has a very, very thin snout, incredibly thin. Very, very unique skull. You'll know it when you see it. In Jurassic World, they gave it this big, thick, bulky crocodile skull, and it was just like, what are you doing? It's so ugly. And yet here I am doing the exact same thing. Let's see if I can I fix it? I guess I have the wrong shape. That might be part of the problem. And I understand they probably try to give it like a really thick skull so that it matched up with, so that it looks similar to the Spinosaurus from the third movie. However, whenever they bring new dinosaurs into the movies, they're like, oh, we got to make it feel like it fits the world of Jurassic Park. So change the designs, do these things. And it's like, no, when you bring in new dinosaurs, make them accurate to what we know they were like. Because that's what the designs for the dinosaurs in the first trilogy were. They were accurate designs for the time. So just go with like what we know of science now. That's a very, very young, whatchamacallit. Oh, I'm blanking now. Oh dear, I need more coffee. Yeah, baryonyx. My apologies, man. I'm losing it here. It almost looks a lot like a compy, like Compsognathus. Okay, guys, I think we've done it. We did this full page here. Oops. Readjust everything. Lift the camera a little bit. There we go. We have a full page of sketches. Wow. One second here. Lotharens. Sounds reasonable. Then again, they want to entertain first, so adjustments to critter designs might be overlooked. I get that, but at the same time, I'm a bit of a dinosaur nerd, so I'm just like, just do the designs correctly. Especially because a lot of people, their only exposure to dinosaurs is the Jurassic Park movies. So I'm like, do what you know is accurate, and then build off that later on. But again, I'm just being nitpicky. Nicely filled. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. We did two pages today. And here's our first page. Very nice. Awesome. And we got about 5 minutes left in the stream. I'm gonna fill the back of this last page. My apologies. And then next, if I don't get a new sketchbook, or should I say newsprint pad by next weekend, then either we'll do it in my personal sketchbooks, which are much smaller, or we'll do digital. Of course, we nerds always want it accurate and realistic. Of course, of course. Urban Cameo, thank you. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry we're at the very end, pardon me, of the stream, but we got about 5 minutes left, and I can do a couple more sketches. So let's figure out what to sketch here. Of course, I'm going to make the sketches a little bit bigger, since probably won't have time to fill the whole page. What am I doing here? Let's bring in the blue pencil. I'm going to make sure bring in my ruler. You gotta draw Misty, of course. Exurban or Cameo. How would you like to be referred to here on the stream? Exurban Cameo, Cameo. Of course, Misty has that little tuft of fur on her chest. Urban is fine. Well, alrighty, Urban. Good to see you. And you're here at the very end, so throw me a quick little doodle I can do of either Misty or Willow. Honestly, I made this YouTube account back when I was an edgy teen. I should rename it. Ah, I totally get that. I totally get that. My email address and everything is still like that does not reflect who I am anymore. I was really into foxes, so I had to use the name Fox in my email address. And now I'm just like, it's not me at all, but it is what it is. Yeah, if YouTube allows it after the last big update. It's so interesting. YouTube is growing in some ways. Like it's become the biggest streaming service, I think, worldwide. Like it surpassed Disney Plus, maybe Netflix. It probably has, especially when it comes to like ad revenue. It surpassed Disney Plus. But at the same time, they seem to just really mess everything up for their content creators. Of course, I think the ad system is ridiculous. Needs to be overhauled because there's way too many ads on YouTube. It drives me nuts. I go to watch a video and it's like feels like constantly being interrupted with ads. Ah, gotcha. My email is after my persona's name as online handle almost everywhere. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'd like to get. I technically have a new email address for my artwork, but YouTube did this thing where in one of their updates, I can't find that email address anymore. So like they give you the option, like, oh, you can make multiple email addresses. I did, and now I can't find it. So I'm like, I don't know if anyone ever sent me emails asking about artwork or anything, but oh well. Oh, I bought a premium subscription, no ads. Ah, that's a good idea. I've thought of doing that. I'm just kind of cheap, and plus, I'm like, I don't have the money to keep doing the premium deal, but maybe it's worth getting. Let's see. All right, Misty, you got it. That's Misty, right? Yes, Urban. This is Misty, or as we like to call her, Mousewife. She is indeed a mousewife. We just need to give her husband a name, and I don't usually draw her husband very often. Mousewife indeed. Mousewife and Mousebund? Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. Mousebund. That would be funny. hair is all messy here. Probably morning hair. Oh, got that little blush. Sorry, I realized the camera's a bit far away. Oh, I love this expression. Actually, should. There we go. Now she looks like she definitely just got out of bed. Okay. Must be a good joke she's hearing. Maybe. Maybe. I'm sure her husband has some really good jokes. Or she's just smiling. Cheese. Of course, a mouse would say cheese. Okay. All right, we got. Alrighty. Let's do one more doodle here, and then we'll have to call it quits because it is 11:05. Let's see. What am I doing? Bring up that blue pencil. What are we doing here? It's quite a power pose, Misty. One moment she's happy, the next she's seems peeved about something. She could be posing in a long evening dress with a handheld fan before her face and a lot of fabric dragging on behind her. Oh, that's one idea. Let's do something like that. Or giving someone the eye. Yeah, I think she's giving someone the eye. Maybe we can include both. Okay, so evening dress. Let's make sure. Let's see. A lot of fabric behind her. Go with that. Someone probably made fun of her dress. Probably her husband. Oops, that's a bit of a mistake. Now she looks crazy. Sorry, Misty. I know you're not crazy. I don't know how to draw folds very well, but something I need to learn. Oh, the poor soul. At least it's more elegant and creative than your same old. Uh, this, so this would be Misty. At least it's more elegant and creative than your same old smoking with necktie. Same old smoking with necktie. Had to say that a couple times to understand it. Indeed, Misty. Indeed. Gotta add tassels here. Ah, this tripod is smacking against the wall, so it's adding this like bumping sound. Whiskers are all twisted up or bent in fury. Darken the sash. Oh, Misty. Hmm. Looks convincing so far, like loose silk. Ah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ah, can't get the tail right. Nice. Urban. Oh, I like the outfit. I was like, what does that mean? Like the outfit. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Alrighty. I think that will be it for today, folks. Thank you very much for hopping on the stream. Enjoy it. Um, yeah, so we'll be back next weekend. I'll be sure to announce on FA and X if I'll be streaming Friday. I'm not sure yet, but Saturday we'll be back unless something happens, and I'll let you guys know. Like plans change, I can't make it Saturday, but in the meantime, thank you all for hopping on the stream. Appreciate it, guys. All right, talk to you all later.